Hey guys, it's here, it's Friday, yay. And I am slicing up a personal watermelon that I got delivered from the grocery store today. I don't know if you guys do delivery or not. I absolutely love it because, because I can put my grocery order in early in the morning, middle of the night, after I've gone to bed, but I'm just not asleep yet. And my mind goes, oh, you know what? I need this or I need that. And like I was running low on waters and some other things that I needed for today. I needed to get some school supplies for Eva. So put that in. And of course, they've got their watermelons, their personal watermelons on sale, so I had to get one. I don't know if you like melon like I do. Give me a quick, thumbs up and a watermelon emoji if you love watermelon. I personally am a huge watermelon cantaloupe fan. But that is not what we are here to discuss today. We are here to discuss something that I don't like nearly as much, and I don't think you do either, and that is the passive-aggressive, controlling people in our lives who, for whatever reason, tend to want to give us unsolicited advice. And, I don't know if their lifestyle is so different from ours, or they're just, they need to have that control, or sometimes they just don't think about what they say, or they're just having a particularly bad day, bad week, feeling bad about themselves, and you happen to be the one that they get to take it out on. Because here's what happens most of the time, and I'm sure that you can relate. Let me know in the comments if you can. Somebody starts asking lots of questions about, it starts off pretty general. How's such and such doing? So why are you doing this? Why'd you make this decision? Are you doing this? Are you doing that? And it starts to go from being very conversational to being kind of intrusive. And there are some people it's a whole lot easier to say, hey, that's really not your business and you need to back off. But if it's somebody that's close to you, if it's family, if it's a really good friend, if it's a partner, if it's somebody, that you work for, it's a little bit harder to deal with. And especially if it's something that's happened multiple times, it does tend, in a lot of us, myself especially, to trigger a very negative, very, defensive response. And, that's a trauma response for me, because I am a recovering people pleaser. I don't like for people to be upset with me. I'm learning to live with that, and I'm learning that typically if somebody is a controlling type personality, a passive-aggressive personality, that has more to do with them than it does us. That is, that tends to show a lack of control in their own life, so that they then try to control somebody else. And the big thing that always comes is, I just care, I'm just trying to help. And the problem is you want to just be really straight up and go, well, you know what, I didn't ask you for your help, and I don't personally feel like I need your help. So what that is saying to them is, if it didn't ask for your help, and I don't feel like I need your help, but you're still trying to give it to me, it means that you somehow don't approve of me. There's something you think I'm doing wrong, which is just downright rude, honestly. So it is very hard for folks who don't do that to understand why people who do, because unless it's one of my children, and I still try to let them make a lot of their own decisions because we need to be in control of our lives. I tend to mind my own business unless somebody comes to me and says, hey, what do you think about this? And if you ask me, I'm going to give you my opinion, and I'm going to give you my honest opinion. I'm going to try to be kind about it and soft about it, but I don't feel like there's any reason to mix words, but if you're like, like my friends will call and they'll say, and I'm honestly kind of making this up, I don't know, what do you think of this guy? And I'll just be like, well, did you check this? That's kind of a red flag. And, that may upset them, but they know I am doing it for love. I would hope they still keep coming to me with the questions. So, but how do we deal with the passive aggressive controlling person is really what matters, because we can't change them. They're going to be who they are. They're going to continue to do it. And, what we have to do is we have to draw that boundary and say, you are making me uncomfortable and I'm not going to have this conversation. If you do still care about them and love them and want them in your life, you tell them, I love you, I care about you. However, this is making me uncomfortable and I don't think it's appropriate. If I want your opinion, I'll ask for it. And I don't really think that, you're in a place to think that your decisions are any better than mine. Because there are a lot of decisions many times they're making that you don't agree with. But, I tend to mind my own business, like I said before. So the first thing is remember it's about them and it's not about you. So you, as long as you are comfortable with what you are doing and you know that you are doing the best thing, you don't have to defend yourself. Well, I'm doing this and I'm doing it because that's what we want to do is, well, you're asking the wrong questions because I am doing this and I am doing this and this is what happens. You don't have to defend it. You know what you're doing. And they need to, maybe there's something in their lives that they're not dealing with. You got to think about that. You could even say, is there something I can help you with in the meantime? I say better just to say, let's not have this conversation. If they get upset, if they walk away, if you're on the phone and they hang up on you or they storm off or they get upset, that just goes to show that it's a control thing anyway. And if there's a boundary being pushed, anytime you put up a boundary and people get upset with you, they somehow deep down know that what they were doing was crossing a line. And they're not getting their way. So, put your boundaries up, be strong, stick to them. Secondly, figure out why it's triggering you. There might be some truth to it, some things that you still want to work on, some things that you're disappointed in yourself that aren't working out the way that you want them to. But once again, that gives you a chance to kind of reflect and be introspective and, and it'd be a blessing in disguise, even though it can be very, very annoying. And when you have parasympathetic central nervous system issues like I do, it actually causes pain in your body, which is no fun because all these hormones come flooding out and your nerves get get inflamed. But so the sooner you can the sooner you can figure out how to calm yourself back down, or to not, or to do your very best not to let that bother you, the better. To realize that it's about them and not you. And you already know the issues that you want to work on in your life, and the things that you feel are not where you want to be. So, but if you went from feeling good about yourself and your decisions to all of a sudden doubting yourself, that is a trauma response. And that is something that you can look at and work on in other ways. We can, I definitely want to discuss in future videos on ways to, help combat those fight or flight trauma responses. If you've got questions about them, if you've got any comments, suggestions on how to deal with the person that, the controlling person, the passive aggressive person, or just, funny stories about it that you've overcome, leave those in the comments, because we need funny stories too to get through it all. And also go into it with gentleness and kindness.